What's going on, folks? So, the band Flame Imperishable has recently released a new song here called Justice Falls. It's been a little while since I did a reaction to this band, so I'm looking forward to seeing what they've been up to and check out the new song. So, without further ado, here we go. Rangers, go. Wow, and quite a lot to unpack there. It's very much on the proggy side. There's a lot going on there, and I've told you folks before that real prog heavy kind of stuff. That's not particularly my strong suit. So it's difficult sometimes for me to really unpack something that's heavily prog. But I'll do my best here. So first and foremost. I love the guitar work. I mean, the guitar work on this song was just exquisite. I mean, between the riffs, between the different little licks, between the solos, there's lots of moments with some really great shredding going on, and it all sounded really well. Like it all, especially given the structure and the nature of this song, I was quite impressed that the guitar work and all the different, like I said, riffs and melodies and whatnot, it worked together. It went together well. Like it had a nice flow to it. It didn't really sound broken apart or now, you're doing this and then now it's like way over here. Like it had a structure to it, which I thought was really, really cool. So, yeah, that's first and foremost. The guitar work was super impressive. I loved a lot of those melodies and riffs, and it was just very, very enjoyable from that front. And also, one thing I really liked was the bass. In particular, there's certain moments I'm not quite sure. Again, it has an interesting structure, so I don't know if it's like the beginning of the pre-chorus or something, because it seems like the pre-chorus was quite long, and the verses were quite long. So I'm not quite sure where to pinpoint that before you get to the chorus. But that moment where it gets kind of groovy, almost jazzy, like a lot of the music in the background kind of dies down, and then the bass really kind of shines. And it just has, like I said, this nice groove to it, this real jazzy sort of feel that I thought was really neat. So I enjoyed that a lot. In particular, the bass in those moments was really, really cool. Maybe something could have been added a little bit there. I'm not quite sure now, if there was like piano there or something, but something to really kind of sell that sort of jazzy feel to it. But even as it is, I like those moments a lot, and it went well, with the rest, instead of feeling like, wow, where'd this come from? No, like I said before, it had a nice flow to it, so I really like those moments. The drums, I'm not sure. It kind of sounded like they're programmed. Forgive me if I'm wrong, but which is not an issue for me. It's just that sometimes it felt like the drums were more punchy in the mix, and then other times they really just kind of get lost in the shuffle. Like you could almost hardly hear them in there. So I would have liked them to have kind of that punchiness throughout the whole song. I think that would have really helped it pop a little bit more, because the moments where it really hits, which I think was mainly like in the chorus, it sounds really good. But then like in the verses and a lot of the other stuff, it can almost just kind of get lost. And in the solos, it sounded fine, but yeah, I don't know. So it kind of fluctuated a little bit too much as far as where it sat in the mix, in my opinion. But that's that. I liked some of I don't know if you can quite call them symphonic elements. There was definitely some like keyboard or something in there, and then some moments, some nice piano, which I really enjoyed those piano moments. I'm a sucker for some nice piano work. But again, this is another situation where I feel like in the mix, some of those elements get lost in the sound, and you don't quite hear them as well. So if those had a little bit more of a stronger presence, again, just like the drums, I think that could have helped the song just really kind of pop even more. So yeah, the mix was a little on again, off again for me, as far as some of those elements. So some of that I would have liked to have heard a little bit more. And speaking of the mix, there's times where it feels like there's a lot of emptiness in the background, and it's not like nicely layered. Like you don't have a nice like full kind of rich sound. which again I think in the mix and mastering all that good stuff, adding some depth to the sound, to the layers and all of that, and having some of the elements really kind of shine a little bit more, could have just added a fullness to the song, really helped it just rise even higher. So yeah, and then the vocals, she has a nice voice. It worked well for the song. I like some of those backing vocals, especially in the chorus. And this, to my point, that really helped the chorus shine brighter, by having those nice backing vocals. And that's what I'm talking about. Those little extra elements that just push the song more, even higher, and give it a well-rounded sound. So I like those backing vocals and the vocals in general. I feel like I would have liked to heard her kind of let loose a little bit more. It feels like she's holding back a little bit. And so I really like to hear her really, like I said, kind of let loose. But part of the thing is, I think with the vocals, not the vocals themselves, like I said, I like her voice. I just would have liked to heard her kind of, really go at it a little bit more in certain spots. But this song vocally is very, very wordy. There are a lot of words here. And because of that, like, you have the verse and then you kind of have like the whole pre-chorus and other spots and things like that. It's just an onslaught of words. And the way they're delivered in the melody, there's not a whole lot of movement in there. It's just kind of like a rapid fire of words, which, like I said, I think kind of holds her voice back a little bit. It doesn't give her as much freedom as I would like from a vocal standpoint. So there's just a lot of words to the point where it starts to wear thin a little bit. It makes the song sound a bit too repetitive. So you get to certain long stretches and you're kind of just there, and it's like, okay, we're still kind of just rapid firing words out here. So either those sections could have been shortened, I think, or adjust the melody a bit so that it's not just an onslaught of lyric delivery. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what I got to say about it. And don't get me wrong, I know I kind of said like a lot of critiques and what have you, but I'm still quite impressed with this song. Again, the guitar work was great. There's a lot there that I think is solid. The chorus was solid. And the rest, it just, if it needs to be tweaked, I think just a touch to make it a little bit more digestible, make it have more of a impact, more of a kind of dynamic in there with the vocal melodies, make some of the backing instruments kind of pop a little bit more. And I think this could be a wicked song. Because, yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it. It's like 7 minutes long or whatnot. But, I wasn't like, oh my gosh, this is, well, yeah, I said, oh my gosh, this isn't too long. I just said some parts should be shortened. It's really just those verses and like pre-chorus where it's just lots and lots of words, just kind of rapid fired. But, yeah, I mean, the guitar work in particular was exquisite. A cool song. Cool song. Clearly this duo, they have a lot of talent here. I look forward to what else they continue to create and just kind of see how they evolve over time. I think that'd be really cool. But yeah, it's an impressive piece. I'm really curious what you folks think about this song. Let's talk about it all in the comments below, and I'll catch you all next time. Ranger out.